Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about a terminology called vacancy factor. So in this video, we're going to explain what vacancy factor is and then how you can incorporate it within your underwriting to make sure that you account for potential vacancy within your property. Now, before we dive in this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you can like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now that you've done that, go and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive into this episode. All right. So the question itself is, what exactly is vacancy factor? Well, vacancy factor is a metric that's utilized within underwriting to account for potential vacancy at a property. As you can imagine, your property isn't always going to be fully occupied, in particular when you're dealing with multi-tenant properties. And so oftentimes when you're looking at deals to underwrite, you want to make sure that you account for a certain percentage of vacancy that's going to occur over a period of time. And so vacancy factors obviously range by market. They range by property type. You know, maybe in your market, vacancy factor of 5%, meaning that, 5% of the asset is going to be vacant at any given time. Or if it's a single, if it's a single use and it's just one single building, maybe you account for a vacancy factor of, 10%, which means that, every year or every couple of years, you may have a vacancy of a few months. So over the course of that period, 10% of the time frame accounts for that occupancy of or vacancy of maybe a couple months as you start to try to turn around the unit and release it out. And so the reason why you want to be able to incorporate this into your analysis is because, as I said before, your property is not always going to be 100% occupied. So you cannot assume that you're going to get 100% of the revenue from the asset at any given time. And any lender that you're going to go to finance these types of deals is going to incorporate some form of vacancy factor in their underwriting criteria. So if you yourself are not incorporating that, you may be overpaying for the asset, which ultimately can lead to, potential issues down the road. And so as far as vacancy factors is concerned, it's usually represented in a percentage. So a vacancy factor of 10, maybe like 10%, meaning that, over the period of whatever your hold period is, 10% of the months that you're holding it, there's going to be some vacancy if it's a single user, or maybe if it's a multifamily property and there's 100 units, that means that at any given time, 10% of the units or 10 units are going to be vacant. So they'll need to be turned around or whatever else. And so in your analysis, let's say that you yourself are, going to buy a property that generates roughly $100,000 a year in revenue. What this means is that a 10% vacancy factor is that you'd multiply that 10% by the total revenue generated by the property or projected revenue for the property. And that would give you $10,000 that you would subtract away from the total amount to give you, $90,000 after you account for vacancy on a yearly basis. And then obviously at that point, you subtract out all the other operating expenses and you get your final NOI number, which is what you're going to use to determine the value of that particular asset. So as far as getting an idea of what the vacancy rates are for different property types, I highly encourage you to reach out to commercial real estate agents in the area. Obviously, they're going to be operating in the space they've been operating in the space for many years, most of them. And so they'll be able to provide you with insights as to what range you can expect as far as vacancy rates are concerned. A lot of lenders will also be able to provide you context as far as what they're going to utilize in their underwriting to determine as far as vacancy rates are concerned. So it may be wise to reach out to a few lenders to try to get an idea of the number they're using, so you maybe can incorporate it in your underwriting criteria as well. So hopefully you gain some value from this video. Hopefully now you understand what a vacancy factor is and how to incorporate it within your underwriting criteria. If you yourself are looking for investment property here in the Louisville metro area, I'm a commercial real estate agent in town. I'd be happy to help you identify opportunities. You can reach out to me at 502-536-7315 or via email at raphael@crisantigroup.com. Along with that, if you love this channel, please like and subscribe. It does make a huge impact in our ability to reach a broader audience, and we'd greatly appreciate the support. So thanks again so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.